Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Brandon from Audio Addiction. Thank you for joining. If you are new, make sure to subscribe. It would be greatly appreciated. If you're back in action with the fam, thank you for joining. Extra special love to you guys. Appreciate you so much. But tonight, very excited, very excited to check out the new Sleep Token song, Vore. This is going to be off of their new album, which they also announced, I believe it was either today or yesterday. It's called Take Me Back to Eden, and it comes out on May 19th, which is a little bit a ways away, but I'm glad that they gave us a new song to check out just before, we get the album cycle. I'm really hoping we get at least one more single before the album's out, but I also don't want to kind of get spoiled. So let me know, should they release another track? Would love to know your thoughts, as well as on the track as a whole too. Would really love to know how you guys are feeling this one, but gonna be checking it out. Very excited. I'll also leave links if you want to go pre-order the album. I am personally going to go grab it when I have the opportunity to. So I hope that you guys are as well. But let's get into Vore. Very excited. Oh! Starting out the gate strong. I love it. Oh, the tone on this. Thick. Love it. Ooh, nice effect. I like that. Oh! What harmonies. Oh, the falsetto, man, he really kills it on that. Ooh. Oh my god. I just love how that instrumentation just punches in. So sick. Oh, Vessel, let's go. Oh! Oh my god, this is so sick. Much heavier, honestly. It's kind of wild. All right, guys. Well, if you're just tuning in, just checked out Sleep Token's newest song, Vore. All right, let's get into it. So, this one was a heavy one. I was very surprised because I feel like, with some of how their previous albums have lined up, I think I even mentioned it in the last reaction video I did. I felt like This Place Will Become Your Tomb was a little bit more melodic, and I think Sundowning was like probably the best mix of both heavy and light. I think there are definitely some songs that kind of ride that line too. I went back and listened to Sundowning after just, being on a Sleep Token binge. I will say that my love for both of those albums has grown so much after listening to the singles that have come out. And I really enjoyed this one because I think it was a little bit closer to like The Summoning as well as some of the other songs like in their like back catalog. It also reminded me like of like The Offering and like Gods, which I absolutely love those songs just because they're just dumb heavy. But I feel like this one is like a really great combination of some clean singing from Vessel, but also I will say that this song had a lot of screaming in it. I would argue that this song has probably the most screaming on a Sleep Token song. I don't think he's done as much screaming as he has done on a song like this. Don't quote me on it, but I want to say from my knowledge of Sleep Token, I think this one is, in terms of like screaming, I think this one has the most screaming that they've done. But I think that this song highlights the very interesting nature of Vessel, their singer. They have a very interesting way of kind of going through that kind of R&B soul, like sultry kind of voice. Hits you with some really like beautiful falsettos, and then hits you with like a nice like mid to like almost like fry scream, like higher scream. The only thing that I would have really loved is if they kind of blended it and had more of that like mid to high scream and then had some really crazy lows. Ooh, that would be just an absolute treat. But I will say that composition wise, I really enjoyed it. I just loved how every time you got into a chorus, it just smacks you, and I think that that's great. So whoever did the production value, as well as like the mix and mastering on all these songs, and also the songs to be on Take Me Back to Eden, just knows. I think they just like it to me almost feels like the extra member of Sleep Token, like the songs that they have had and have released thus far that is off this new album are just diverse. And I think like from a producer standpoint, I feel like that would be very difficult to kind of like figure out like, okay, so we're gonna have this really crazy like funk riff part at the end of The Summoning. How are we gonna make that like kind of like fit in? And then like Aqua Regia is like a real like kind of like vibey sort of track. with some jazz in there? How are we going to make that seem like everything kind of pops? Similar with like Granite, even though I feel like that one might have been a little bit easier to kind of figure out. It would be very cool to see the process on how they went about putting this album together, because I think sonically it's been very interesting to hear each single thus far that has come out and have a different flavor. You know, each song has had a different sort of thing that separates it from some of the other singles, but also has this way of tying them all in together that makes it seem like very homogeneous. You know, like every song has this way about it where if you think about it in the concept of like putting all of the songs together in the track list, it's like, okay, it makes sense. Like this song is probably going to be closely paired to The Summoning versus like, you know, Aqua Regia versus like Granite. I feel like those two songs are going to be closer together, you know? So it's very interesting. I will also say as well, just like instrumentally as well, they just absolutely killed it with like the just like stupid heavy, like low, just guitar tunings. I think they absolutely just ripped it. And I'm so stoked that again, they're going into that like sort of heavier direction and not really losing that dynamic that they have within the songs. But also at the same point, I also like that they are catering to new fans that, like, if I was to show someone Sleep Token, I probably wouldn't show them Aqua Regia because it just is very much out there. You know, I think I would choose a different song, probably like Chokehold is probably a good one to recommend, or maybe like Granite. I would say those two out of the ones, but like if you look at it, even in the concept of the album, basically they have given you the first 5 songs and how they're going to be laid out in this album. And we haven't gotten the second half of the album yet. Like there hasn't been a song that's been a little bit later on in the track list. So I'm wondering if this is intentional in the aspect of like, okay, so we have these songs we've released, like each one of them as singles. Should we just give them the first half of the album essentially, and then have? I'd be very curious if Ascensionism, which is the 6th track off this album, I'd be curious if that's the next single. So then if my like theory is correct on them releasing that song, then it would make sense. And then like the second half of the album is just going to be like wild, you know, out there. Or maybe they just hit you with the crazy stuff at the beginning, hit you with more of the traditional like Sleep Token stuff later on. Very interesting to find out. And I think it's also a very interesting process on how they wanted to release these songs. I think it definitely throws me for a loop because Aqua Regia is just before Vore, and I wouldn't have put those songs next to each other. So it's going to be very interesting. And I know I kept saying that, like, I know I had said that like 3 or 4 different times, and I do apologize for that. But I do feel like this one is going to be a very, very wild and out there record just based off of the songs that they've released thus far. I don't think anything is I don't think anything's off the table because you got a song, Aqua Regia, that has jazz in it. Granite is more in that sort of pop vein, but also has like a stupid gnarly breakdown. The Summoning has a really cool like funk like bass kind of like riffy kind of thing going on. Chokehold, I felt like was probably, along with probably this song Vore, are the most straightforward, if that's the right word to use. I feel like I listen to those songs and I think, yeah, those are definitely Sleep Token songs. And that's not to say that both The Summoning, Granite, or Aqua Regia are not in that lane, but I think they offer something extra that I feel like maybe Chokehold or Vore don't really offer, in the aspect of like doing something genre-wise different comparatively to what they're known for. Like Chokehold and Vore seem very much in that, like, okay, if I think it's Sleep Token, those are the types of songs that I'm like, yeah, they probably write a song like that. And that's not to discount the songwriting of either one of those, because I absolutely love both of these songs. But I do feel like they are very catered to like, okay, are you a Sleep Token fan? Cool, we're gonna give you these ones. So very excited. I think dynamically it was good. I think if I had to kind of rank on which ones are my favorite, I think The Summoning is probably my favorite one out right now, maybe closely followed by Aqua Regia. I just think the hooks are really encapsulating. Same with Granite, I would say as well. Really, I know I'm gonna sound like kind of a simp, but I actually enjoyed all of these songs. I imagine most most people have enjoyed just the ride of Sleep Token. And yeah, very excited to check out the next song as it releases. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree? Do you think it's overhyped? Do you think it's not hyped up enough? Would love to know down below. And as well as that, if you enjoyed this reaction video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. It does go a long way. It does help me out a lot too. I would greatly appreciate it if you could do it. It would just make my day. So I would absolutely love if you could do that. As well as that, post a ton of content, band interviews, more reaction videos, things of that nature. So if you did like this, there's probably a good chance you'll like some of the other stuff on the channel. So make sure to go check that out. And yeah, have a really special video coming out a little later today, as well as, yeah, other cool stuff. So thank you for hanging out. Thank you for watching. And I hope to catch you in the next video. Peace.